Hello, you beautiful freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. I'm your host, EJ Leeson, and with me today is that cutie patootie, Rory Colorasi. How you doing, buddy?
That name it's sticking around.
It's sticking. Season 3, baby.
It's like a deadly virus coursing through my life.
It's sticking. It's season 3. Let's go.
It's cool because people now drive by and they go, cutie patootie.
You're like, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah.
Says EJ.
Yeah. Tell everyone you know.
Because it's interesting because people will stop me and they'll say, like, why does he call you that? Because seriously, and then they just shake their head. They're like, no.
No, not. I don't see it.
Yeah. They're like monster, possibly.
Right.
Cretin is one I get a lot, but I appreciate you trying to make this one work.
I'm trying, man. I'm yeah.
The self-esteem is low these days.
I love you, buddy.
I'm aging horribly. I smoke 12 packs of cigarettes and I tan all the time.
I'm a hard 18. You're 18. No, you look good, man.
1840s.
1840s, maybe. Also, we have a very, very special guest. One of our favorites. Easily one of the coolest people we have on the show all the time. You may know him from the cinematic reel and other episodes that we've done before. Mr. David Gonzalez. What's up, buddy?
I was going to be offended that I was not called a cutie patootie as well.
Oh, no.
One of your favorite guests, so I really appreciate that and always happy to be here. I come bearing tea today. I'm having some nice sleepy time tea, so nice. I can go to sleep right after the pod.
I like to imagine you just like sleeping while we're doing the pod. Dave, what did you think of the movie?
This is really strong tea, but it's not that strong, I promise. Especially talking about this movie.
Yes. No, I could just picture you in like one of those 1800s, like Ebenezer Scrooge, like the little nightcaps and stuff. Yeah. He's like, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is like a fantasy of mine to one day when I'm like 70 years old, just get myself a nightgown and a little hat. And watch horror movies on my couch, drinking some tea with my hat on.
Why?
That's the life.
Why don't we have that going on anymore with the nightcaps?
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring that back.
Yeah.
Let's normalize.
How the hell do you sleep with that on?
I don't know. It seems like you would just wake up in the middle of the night and be sweaty.
Suffocating.
Like if it's in the summer.
Yeah.
You know? Your hair just Yeah, it'd just be gross.
I feel like I would suffocate. Like it would come down over my face.
Yeah.
That's a Final Destination kill.
You know what, though? I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah.
At least you know what a pillow feels like.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they gotta wear those stupid pillowcases. It's not natural, I tells you.
I know.
What am I talking about? I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying shit.
I've
been awake for a long time.
You're not saying shit because I am actually happy I live in 2025 because if I had to sleep with a pillow without a pillowcase, I'd be miserable, especially a cooling pillowcase because I have a cooling bed sheet and a cooling pillowcase, and I sleep with the air conditioner on. I have it at 60 degrees right now.
Nice.
It is delightful.
Dude, I'm the same.
Yeah,
I just got a cooling pillow and sheets, right? And every night, even in the winter, I sleep with an air conditioner on.
I need there to be like something blowing on me all throughout the year because I run about 104 degrees all the time, and so does EJ.
I'm probably at 124. As a matter of fact, I'm telling you, you may not allow me back on here with how weird I am for this. So the way I have my air conditioner set up upstairs is I have the air conditioner on, but I also have the fan in front of the bed, so I have cool air hitting me from all sides all night. It is great.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good setup.
Yeah,
I might have to do that myself.
We have a couple of friends that are like that too. We're all just like hot all the time.
We're just like hot. Like, what's going on with us?
My saying, and I get into discussions with coworkers about this because I work in the provost office at my university, and then downstairs I do trainings, and that downstairs has no cooling system, so it is about 80 degrees down there every time I go. So my statement always remained the same, and it always has since I was younger. You can put enough clothes when you're cold to warm up. You can't take enough clothes off when it's fucking 100 degrees out.
It's true.
100%.
It's
I
true.
totally agree with that. Yes.
You can't get away from it.
No,
I
it's
don't know
awful.
how we got here, but we're here to talk about clowns. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's get into movies we saw. How about you, sir? What are some new movies you got to see recently? Anything good?
Oh, man. All right, cool. So it's been a while, so I'll try to keep this short. I saw the new Russo brothers movie, The Electric State.
Yeah, was it good?
I tend to have fun on Letterboxd. I didn't review it for the website. All I put on my Letterboxd review was a 1-star review that just said, "Oh, ...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I've taken a lot of L's. We all take L's in life, especially when we make predictions. I think my worst L in the last 10 years has been on Millie Bobby Brown and thinking that she was going to be this super duper great actress. And yeah, that ain't it.
Yeah.
The movie's really bad. As someone and I know Rory loves the repetitive nature of comic book movies nowadays, but
I certainly don't complain about it to you
huge
at all.
fan.
no, you don't at all. I'm very worried about Avengers Doomsday, even though Marvel had me at the palm of their hands today because I'm working from home and on my TV, I had the fucking 5.5 hour casting. Did you hear about that today?
Yeah.
So 5.5 hours of just chairs every 12 minutes announcing the next member of the Avengers Doomsday. So no matter what, Marvel still has me at the palm of their hands.
I
It's
saw
insane.
Alan Cumming and Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I'm in. That's all I needed
You know,
to see.
you know what I said to myself? I'm going to wait till this thing is done recording, and then I'm going to fast forward through it and be like, oh, that person, that person, that person.
I gotta say they got me too because I was kind of annoyed by the end because I was like, you know what, Avengers Endgame was so awesome because we didn't know any of these people were going to be in here for the most during the portal sequence.
Yeah.
They stopped at 27. I've read Secret Wars, both versions. There is a lot they kept from the table. So I'm actually they did a good job of piping people up and keeping secrets, which is what I am hoping that there's certain things that I'm looking for in Secret Wars and Doomsday that I hope they do. But anywho, I also saw this 1988 horror movie on Shudder called Out of the Dark. Shit fucking name, but here is the premise. Here's actually the tagline is the phone sex line was for fantasy. So
it has me.
serial killer.
I'm already
who
in.
stalks they call it fantasy call service named Sweet Nothings. Watch it immediately. It is an utter delight.
Out of the Dark.
It's so predictable. It's on Shudder, but it's a straight up slasher. The killer wears a clown mask, which is perfect for the podcast.
Yes.
Today.
Awesome.
It is like I mentioned. It's on Shudder.
Dave, immediately send me the name of that movie via text because that is going to.
I just wrote it down.
Yeah, thank you.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna text you, Rory, so you can show the masses the poster for this movie. And yes, that is the mask that the killer wears in the movie. You should be getting a text in the next about 15 seconds because it is just delivered to your phone, so you can just see that delightful mask that he wears throughout this movie.
Let me take a look at this. Oh, that's wonderful. I'll show you each. It's it looks like Nosferatu's wearing makeup.
Oh, I actually like it.
Yeah,
it's kind of
great.
cool. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this.
Looks like a killer clown.
It does.
Yeah.
The movie's it's exactly what you think it is for an 80s slasher. I just love that they called the sex hotline a fantasy hotline. I'm like, all right, we're doing that. I also saw, shout out to Quentin Tarantino. His recommendations aren't usually my favorite when it comes to horror and thrillers, but he recommended this movie 1995, Anthony Waller's Mute Witness.
Okay.
So she is I believe she's a sound designer, and she's mute, and she goes on set after hours and witnesses the murder, and the people that committed that murder are looking at. You're trying to find her. It's actually pretty damn good. About 90 minutes, straight to the point. It's really. I think that's on Shudder too. I just picked it up on Arrow on 4K. It's stunning transfer. Highly recommend that one as well.
It sort of sounds like it's a little in the vein of Blowout.
Yeah. Yes. Blowout's better.
I can't imagine anything being better than Blowout.
Yeah, Blowout's much better, but this is really good stuff. I don't know why I did this to myself. I saw a double feature of Alto Nights
Oh yeah.
and Snow White.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
And
So
how'd that
Alto
go?
Nights videos, my letterbox review says, and I quote, when you log into Temu and Sheen and expect The Godfather, but you get a watered down version of Armando Santi's Gotti.
Okay.
It's generic schlock. I mean, De Niro's playing two different gangsters for some reason that makes no sense. It's directed by Barry Levinson, so you expect it a little better, and it's not, it's super generic schlock.
Yeah.
Snow White, Harley's gonna love it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's literally all that matters.
That's the audience for that movie.
Yeah, like Gal Gadot is probably like her and Tommy Wiseau now, like really up there, and like performances they're trying to be serious, and it is quite hilarious.
Oh no!
But Harley's gonna love it, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Rachel Zegler, innocent, she's actually really good in the movie.
I thought the Jonathan, like the lead male, was awesome. Very charismatic.
I liked him too.
Yeah,
You saw it already?
Yeah.
So there's other issues that I have with the movie on a critical side, but like it's just like on a story change side. I like the changes that they made. However, I hate that they took out "Someday My Prince Will Come" only to have someone kiss her to wake her up. I kind of was just like, if you're gonna leave that in, you get rid of the prince, you leave Jonathan in, but then you take out that song, and I'm like, that's like one of the best songs in like the original. But
yeah,
I will say I really actually did like the dwarves.
Yeah, I did too.
As hideous as they looked, I was like, you know what? Like, I kind of vibed with it. And you're gonna hate it, Rory, so don't even. Let me finish up because I know. Saw Adolescence. If you're a parent, oh my God, like this is one of the best things like I've seen all year. It's on Netflix. It's 4 parts.
I heard about that. Yeah,
it's all in. Every episode is in one take, Rory.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh wow, that's neat.
It destroyed me. It absolutely destroyed me. It's the kid that plays the young boy that commits the murder. It's his first acting role, and you would never, ever have guessed it with how incredible he is. Oh, wow. Highly recommend it. It is a very difficult watch, but definitely worth a shot if you can handle that. And then let me see. Oh, last couple of things. I saw this premiere, and my screener hit me this week. You guys are gonna love this. It's hitting Shudder in April or May. It's called The Ugly Stepsister. So it's essentially Cinderella. Have you ever read Cinderella? Like, do you know what Cinderella, like, what takes place in the actual Cinderella story? That's not Disney.
No, I've never read it. Have you?
I don't know how to read.
Oh yeah, that checks.
So I don't know how to read. So thankfully, ChatGPT explained to me what the original Cinderella was, and this is a horror. It's a horror movie, and basically, reminds me a little bit of The Substance, The Pressures of Beauty, things like that. But in the purposes of this movie, it's from the perspective of the ugly stepsisters.
Oh.
And the pressures her mother puts on her to look beautiful for the prince, to the point where I won't give away how we got there, but the last 30 minutes of the movie is some of the most disgusting things I've seen in a while. You know how Cinderella loses the glass slipper and then the prince goes?
Yeah.
So in the animated movie, it just doesn't fit the sisters. In this movie, she makes sure that shoe fits by cutting her toes off.
Oh.
I'm in.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
One tweak. I think it should have been called Cinderella.
Oh.
Well, Cinderella is in the movie too.
Cinderella would have been a better title because it's like a horror film.
Yeah.
I don't know. That. I'm trying.
Cinderella.
I'm just doing a thing. It's a pun.
Well, that's cool.
Hey,
I like it.
You don't like my puns? Write to me. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to segue you really well right now, Rory, with my last two things.
Okay.
I think I am. So I watched Citizen Kane today, which is a masterpiece, as everyone that has seen Citizen Kane is
never heard of it.
It's about this guy. His name's Kane.
Now, what does the cane look like? That's what I want to know.
It's brown, and he uses the cane. He uses it to walk. His name's actually Kane, and he uses a cane. It's about his history with the cane.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Remember I was telling you the other day they love movie about canes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I was saying.
My letterbox log, Rory, is this. if the final word whispered in my life was garbanzia, would folks know its significance? Do you know its significance, Rory?
Garbanzia?
Yeah. Oh, you're not there yet. Okay, so you this one will help you out. And the last movie that I wanted to talk about was another Orson Welles film, The Trial. Anthony
It's
Perkins.
awesome.
Oh yes,
It is
it's so good.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think tell people Anthony Perkins in Psycho is probably my third favorite performance of all time. This is like almost as good. He is incredible in this. But this one a perfect segue, Rory. Joseph K would do wonders in the Black Lodge. Take it away.
Thank you for the segue. Yeah. The only thing I've been watching lately is just Twin Peaks still. This has been an ongoing thing for a few episodes now.
I want to apologize to Rory for nagging him for about 2 years for this, for him to finally get his ass on the fucking Paramount and watch Twin Peaks.
I'm glad that you did, though, because, again, the people over here on the prequel side of the world, they know me and TV don't always mesh. I'm more of like a film guy, so TV, it's like I don't have a lot of time to invest in like a 12-season long thing.
Yeah.
But like the thing that makes Twin Peaks a little bit different for me is the fact that it's made by the great David Lynch, and it's just one of the only things that I hadn't seen. You know what I mean? And it just literally was for me the longest time. I was just like, I don't have time to watch it. And I watched the first episode because Dave's like, you should watch Twin Peaks. You should watch Twin Peaks. Why aren't you watching Twin Peaks? I'm like, I don't know. It's 4 a.m. Stop screaming at me.
Stop calling and harassing me.
I just want to go to bed, wear my nightcap.
I have it on my calendar to just annoy Rory when I wake up at 4 a.m. I'm like, have you watched Twin Peaks yet?
It's some of the threats were getting a little personal, but
good.
But it was cool because like I was like, I'll just watch the first episode and see how I liked it. And then literally like the first opening shot of the movie, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be investing some time.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, I'm not watching a lot of movies lately. Like, I feel kind of weird about this. And then I'm like, you know what? This is just better than a lot of movies that you're probably going to watch.
Oh.
So I'll just have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, right now I'm at that point that you warned me about, Dave, where it's not exactly the high point of Twin Peaks. It's not quite the peak. It's more like I'm in the valley right now.
Oh, you sure are, my friend. Don't worry. You'll never have to watch those 10 episodes ever again when you rewatch Twin Peaks.
I will say, though, there was a point where I was getting frustrated where I'm like, what happened to the show? And then, like, it started to kind of find its footing again. And I know you don't like them, but it was right around the time that the Zane train showed up.
Oh, my God.
And Billy Zane walked into the room, and I'm just like, man,
look at this guy.
What a stud.
Look at this guy.
You know?
Yeah.
He just has such a great screen presence. And then this weird thing washed over me, Dave. I don't know if you put this together or not, but the very first episode that he was on, we also had David Warner.
Love
David Warner's on the show. But Billy Zane and David Warner were both in Titanic together, right?
Yeah.
So then at one point, David Warner is in an elevator and the door looks almost identical to those like weird gate things on the Titanic.
Yeah, when they're closing them off.
Get this. Norma on the show says the line, I would rather be his whore than your wife.
What?
Literally says the line from Titanic. It was a Titanic extravaganza.
Do you think James Cameron watched
100%. There's not a world where James Cameron didn't watch every single thing that David Lynch put out.
I believe that.
Yeah. But I'm like, there's like a scene where like David Warner gets off the elevator and he's in the same room with Billy Zane, and then a couple years later they're fucking making hell for poor Jack and Rose.
Oh man,
I think his name is Jack.
His name is
they call
Jack.
Him Jack in the show.
I can't stand that man in this show.
No. Oh no, I'm just glad Audrey has something to do because she fell in love with my Cooper, But he's a respectable guy. He's just like, you're too young. And that made me love him. Because I feel like on most TV shows, he would have been like, well, she's in my bed. And that would have been lame. But like, I like the fact that he just sees her as a child. And he's like, you know what we'll do? I'm going to get you some hot cocoa and we're going to talk about your day. And I'm like, I want to be friends with this. No, I want to be this guy.
He's so cool.
Cooper is the shit. But yeah, Twin Peaks, 100%. Is taking over my life. I'm almost done with the second season, so then I just have the movie and then the sequel show. And I'm very excited to watch the sequel show and the movie. But that's all I'm gonna say about Twin Peaks, EJ. What the fuck did you watch?
I actually haven't watched anything. I've been watching The White Lotus, and it's been really good.
Dave, he's
lately.
lying. He actually doesn't own a TV.
Yeah.
He's poor.
I've been watching Shadow Puppets.
I gave up.
What's that?
I gave up on White Lotus.
Oh, did you? Oh, what, after season 1 or 2?
I watched season 1. I liked it. I hated the finale. I said, I'm not going to watch season 2. I get a text from one of my boys, and he's like, you need to watch White Lotus because there's this pretentious douchebag that's shitting on The Godfather. And I said, all right, I'm going to watch the White Lotus season 2. I watched White Lotus season 2. There's 2 hot girls that are prostitutes on there that are like slamming. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to watch it. I hate the kid that shitted on The Godfather, but I love that Christopher Moltisanti's in it. And then we get to the finale, and I hate the finale as well. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do it myself. I'm not going to do it to myself again.
Yeah.
I have seen clips, though, of the season, and God damn, this shit is wild.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty crazy.
You're just trying to cut through it because you want to watch the Parker Posey season, right?
Well, that's what I'm on right now. That's why the whole reason I started this show was because Parker Posey was announced to be on season 3.
We like Parker Posey on the show.
I like Parker Posey. Do you like her in Beau's Afraid?
Yeah, I love her in that. I love Party Girl.
Day
Waiting
Trippers.
for Guffman. Day Trippers. How could I forget to... That's like one of my favorites. I love that movie.
One of the shining beacons in Scream 3.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%. Like,
Ew, that's another thing I did. I watched all the Scream movies. Scream 3 still fucking sucks, Rory.
I'm sorry. We like it on this show.
Yeah. I'm coming around to it. I used to hate it.
Yeah,
I used to
honestly,
hate it.
Dave, we used to punch down on that movie, but I think like there's elements of it that I do think work really well.
Yeah.
And if people at home would like to know what those things are, you could listen to our Scream 3 episode, now available wherever you listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
And we're on the YouTubes now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So it took us well into our
80 episodes in. We should go on YouTube, I think.
I dropped like 76 episodes on YouTube in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It was worth it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, why aren't you guys on YouTube? So I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Everyone kept asking too, are you guys on YouTube? And I'm like, nah.
Are you? But really, they were just trying to help us.
Yeah. I was like, Spotify, Applecast, other ones?
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we're on YouTube now.
Check us out on YouTube. Hey, everybody at home, if you have a computer, you should go on YouTube and you should go on to Ravenview Productions. Yeah, and just subscribe. We need your subscriptions.
Oh man,
we got people coming to the door demanding money.
I'm gonna have to take a shower. I feel dirty after this.
Come on, no, let's sell things.
Yeah.
What else can we sell?
We have a YouTube.
We got T-shirts you can buy on freaklespodcast.com.
Especially on our YouTube.
It's time to start greasing my hair back and just wearing like cheap suits. That's where I'm at. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Other than that, I didn't really see... I've been really into White Lotus. I guess that's like the last thing. And like I said, I'm on the Parker Posey season. The whole reason I started watching the show to begin with. And I'm digging it.
Cool.
Yeah, so far so good.
Have you seen Twin Peaks?
Yes, yeah. We were talking about it before. I did not watch the Showtime, like when they relaunched it.
The return?
Yeah, so I haven't watched that. So I saw like Fire Walk with Me season 1 and 2. But it's been a long time. It was probably like 20 years ago when I watched it. And then, what I might do, because of Rory being like so into it now, I think I'm gonna go back to like watch it just so, because I don't know like if I need to know every single reference.
You do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, that's how I'm such a nerd about that stuff. So I'm like, I have to watch it over so I can understand what's going on.
I'll tell you what, it's gonna ruin your life though. I was like driving around. Becca and I went for Chinese the other day.
Yeah.
She gets in my car and I made her listen to the soundtrack. So we're just driving around listening to the Twin Peaks soundtrack.
That's amazing. Yeah. Can you just drive me around?
Yeah, man.
Great.
Yeah. We did that once. Remember we drove to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, for the Criterion Closet.
Yeah, next time we do it, we'll listen to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, like I've only seen this show since 2020. I saw it in a cabin in 2020. I've seen this show 7 times since 2020.
Wow, really? That's awesome.
because one, it's so short. That's one. And two, I get something new every time I watch the show. He's not there yet because he hasn't finished it. I feel like every time I watch it, I feel like the show means something different. And that's just David Lynch is telling me, like, I have a really strong brain and I like thinking. Because his fucking, like, his creativity, especially when you get to the Fire Walk with Me, Rory, and The Return, is just, like, on another level. It's crazy that movie was booed at Cannes. Like, it was one of the... It's well known to be booed at Cannes. And ironically, like, Cheryl Lee as Laura Palmer gives, like, one of my top maybe 10 favorite performances of all time. That's how incredible she is in that movie.
It doesn't surprise me that something like that would get booed because I feel like David Lynch was just like on such a different level that I think it took a while for people to actually like understand him. Do you know what I mean?
I think the big issue was, and this is definitely not a Twin Peaks episode, so I will shut up because I won't stop if I start. The issue with Fire Walk with Me is that when you finish season 2 and you're almost there, people expected the movie to just answer questions of that finale, and it didn't. He's like, you know what? We're gonna do a complete prequel of the 7 days before Laura Palmer's death,
which is like kind of great. Like I like that he took that direction, just because like Laura Palmer. She's more like a presence, right? Like she's just sort of like I don't know who she is as a character. You just kind of hear these little fragments about who this girl was and how much she affected all the people in that town. But like as a viewer, like I don't really know anything about her. Just little whispers, fragments.
Yeah. There's specifics in Fire Walk with Me where she talks about angels, and it makes the last scene of the movie like one of the most hauntingly beautiful moments he ever shot. And you'll see when you get to it.
I got to the episode before I came here to record where he was flirting with Shelley.
Oh, Gordon Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Lynch shows up, and it's just... If people at home are not watching Twin Peaks, I know I'm the guy who craps on
Look
TV.
Look at you, Rory.
Just give it some time. It's really worth the journey, especially like that first like season and like the 9 episodes into season 2, 9, 10 episodes. It's such like a experience, and it's haunting, and it's like one of those things I'll just be like thinking about for a very long time, and annoying people with. Dave, it's like that movie, It Follows. Like you just kind of passed it on to me, so now I got to pass it on to somebody else, and until they start watching it, I'll just follow them.
Watch this. Yeah.
Don't worry, I just passed it down to another person because I finally started watching Severance last week.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah. Do you like it?
Severance is essentially like this. This is how my brain works, and I connect everything to Twin Peaks. It feels like Twin Peaks. There's a lot of Severance that reminds me of Twin Peaks. Do you watch Severance?
No, I it's on my list. I'm definitely going to check it out because I love Adam Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Scott's great on it. I'll shut up about Twin Peaks now. You can just listen to our Twin Peaks podcast that we talked for like 2.5 hours on Twin Peaks.
And where can they find that?
Oh, on the Real Chronicles feed on Spotify and Apple Music or whatever. Apple Podcasts. There you go.
Sometimes I pop on and I bring the show down.
Wait, do you have YouTube
too? Are you on the YouTubes?
Fun fact, I in 2017, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away when the podcast first started, I said I'm going to put everything on YouTube. That lasted like 3 episodes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So far, so good. I mean, we did it Rory did it all in one shot, so.
I'm quite crazy when I want to be.
That sounds like maddening. That sounds like hours.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess like when I'm busy doing things, it stops all the voices in my head.
Yeah.
You know those ones that are telling me like, why are you still doing this?
Yeah.
Stop trying.
Just cut that out.
But anyway, what are we here to talk about, guys?
Well,
yes, let's do it.
Hey, and by the way, for everybody who doesn't know this right now, Dave is joining us via Skype of sorts. The internet. He's currently living it up in New Jersey.
New Jersey. I thought you were going to say the interwebs.
It's from the interwebs. But from the magic of the interwebs.
Yes.
We are bringing Dave Gonzalez to you. And so you're listening to him right now? You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, man. Thanks for...
Yeah, I just want to mention that. Thanks for joining us. This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us on a weeknight. Which is crazy because I know you work at a college, you said, and so thanks for doing this.
I have to be up at 5.
Oh,
hey,
my God.
Personal goal. Yeah, I know, me too. Personal goal. One day we're getting Dave in this place, and he's going to sit down. He's going to record with us.
Well, your lovely fiance sent me another reason on top to get to Scranton this morning. She showed you too.
Oh, yeah.
They opened a Chili's in Scranton.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the commercial, the promotion was like the folks from The Office, and I'm like, oh, even more reason.
Yes. And you have to do karaoke at Poor Richards.
Yeah. Take them those Coopers,
all
that crap. That's what we got here. That's it.
And then Jason
Are you
Miller
guys getting married
statue?
at Poor Richards?
What's that?
Are you guys getting married in a location from The Office?
Hear me out. I've actually been pitching this to her. The parking lot of a Turkey Hill. Romantic, right?
I don't like Turkey Hill ice cream.
That's okay. Yeah. You don't have. They have other things there.
They have iced tea. They have iced tea.
I'll be there. If I'm invited, I'll be there.
Yeah, of course you are.
I still didn't get an invite.
Dude, you're not going.
I know. I figured, man. We're
going to Skype you in.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. That would actually work for me.
He's got to get 40 more episodes of the pod in the can, and then he can go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop fucking them up.
Sorry, man. Sorry. No, today we're talking about Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is a movie that you got to pick, Dave. And why did you pick this movie?
I don't know.
Good answer.
I don't know. I wanted to find, because one I originally pitched, Rory's like, no, we're going to get you back in the summer for this movie. Don't want to spoil what it is, but Rory knows what it is. We've been talking about it a lot lately, but I totally agree with him. It's definitely something for the summer.
You could tell him it's Snow White.
Fine, it's Snow White.
Definitely for the summer.
But no, this is like, it's not the first horror movie I ever saw, but it's one of the first horror movies like that just like became engrossed in my memory. And I thought it was actually like a scary movie when I was a kid, and only to realize as I got older, because this is one of those movies that was very difficult to find on physical media. And it didn't, once I got to like 13 or 14, I never saw it on TV. Bought it on Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really funny. This is like a straight up like horror comedy. And I read more up on it, and I saw it was like this cult comedy, cult classic. And I was like, you guys love this shit. So this is like definitely something that really would fall under the Freakwas banner as like a go-to movie. And for some reason, I wrote this in my notes. I didn't write too many notes for this one, but I don't know why the two ice cream guys reminded me of Rory the entire movie.
Of me?
100%.
Yeah, because is it because I sell ice cream?
The Terenzi brothers? Yeah.
I actually have a thing about the Ice Cream Brothers too. Or Ice Cream Brothers, Ice Cream Guys. When I was a kid, I used to confuse this movie sometimes with Once Bitten.
Oh, right, because of him having the ice cream truck.
Two friends in the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And there's also a weird thing going on in both Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Once Bitten. You know what it is, EJ?
I don't know.
I'm confused as fuck by exactly how this job works. They seem like they just get to drive around in the truck after hours. Yeah. And they get to just give all the ice cream away to people for no good reason.
Right, yeah.
No, I don't think anyone ever pays for ice cream in this movie.
No. Same thing happens in Once Bitten. They just like, here, take all our product.
Right.
I will like say like this falls in line with like Friday the 13th Part 6 and Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Kick-ass fucking song to start the movie.
Oh my god.
One of the best.
Yes.
It's so good.
So good. Yeah, no, I was so pumped you picked this. I love this movie since I was a kid. I was such a huge fan. It was on HBO like all the time.
Yes, it was.
And I would watch it every single time it was on. And I loved this movie for a long, long time. And a couple years ago at Creature Feature, I got to meet like the cast and the directors and stuff. And they did a live commentary on the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they shared like their biggest inspiration. It's so obvious, and I didn't even realize till they said it. They're like, it's the original Blob.
It is the Blob, yeah, 100%.
It's 100% the Blob. Yeah. So they said
They were just at Monster Mania last week, and they did an in-costume photo op, like with the actual original costumes from the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's what I got a picture with like Herod Blank and Mike Martinez. both like incredible dudes. Both have like a crazy history in filmmaking and stuff too, because Mike Martinez was Harrison Ford's action stunt double in The Last Crusade. So you know the thing when he's like trying to type out the name, like jump on the squares, he does that fall like through the thing, like through the floor. So that was Mike Martinez. But then also Harold Blank is related to Les Blank. He did a bunch of documentaries. He has like stuff in the Criterion collection. He has a cool box set that I definitely recommend. Ethan Hawke is how I found out about Les Blank, because Ethan Hawke was doing What's in My Bag, and he just went off on like all these different documentaries he watched of Les Blank, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So when I met Harold Blank, I was like, oh, dude, I watched, it's Lightning something. And I was like, I watched that movie that your dad did, and it was freaking awesome. He's like, oh, really? He was like, that's awesome. And he was like such a cool dude. And me and Churse got to shoot like a promo package for Texas Frightmare. And Harold Blank went downtown Gettysburg in costume, and we got to like shoot that, like take part in that. And it was like the coolest thing. Yeah, it was the coolest thing. And he invited us. He was like, yeah, you guys should come shoot that too. And we're like, yeah, okay. And then it was awesome. But he's really, really cool. Same with the Kyoto brothers. Like they did Large Marge, like the makeup for Large Marge. They did.
Large Marge rocks.
It's so, I love that story and her just driving, and she's so cool. And then they also did Elf, like the stop motion scene in Elf.
Yeah, you could definitely pick out their work.
Yes.
It's very like stylized.
Oh, it's so cool. And then of course Marcel the Shell, they worked on that.
Yep.
Which again, a great movie. But no, I love this movie since a kid. How about you?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies I saw like on television, likely for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like I saw it the way that you probably should see it. Like I was like probably about 11, 12 years old, and it was on super late at night, and you know, it was just like this weird film that was unlike every other movie that I'd ever seen. Where I'm like, who made this? And it's so charming. What really kind of solidified my love for it was actually a couple of years later when I met Chris Schwartz, because Chris Schwartz can do voices from the characters in this movie, and it kills me.
Does he do the?
No, it's so like, yeah. No, I was thinking more like Officer Mooney.
Oh, Mooney, he's like one of my favorite.
Yeah, he is my favorite character.
Yeah,
like of all the people in this movie, everything.
You won't make a dummy out of me.
You're in Mooney's jail, and you ain't got no rights. Like he's so funny.
He's such a great character.
Officer Mooney, I'm sorry to cut you off, reminds me of like how I feel about the Mayor of Jaws. Just a misunderstood law enforcement. Like he just wants the best for the town.
Yeah,
he's trying to hold on to those classic American values, and the world's changing all around.
We don't have that anymore, man. Nope. Mayor Vaughn and Officer Mooney.
Yeah,
just hidden gems in life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mooney's just like
college students.
Although Mrs. Kittner's another story, but that's another pod, another conversation about bad parenting in movies.
Yeah,
I'll say that Mooney. The one thing I'll say about him, he does look like the kind of guy that would like instigate a fight. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like he'd like smash out.
You gotta do.
He'd like pull you over and smash out your like tail light. Like, your tail light's out. No, it's not.
He's always stirring shit.
Yeah, he just wants to. He just wants you to take a swing at him so he can let out.
Dave.
He just wants to take out 20 years worth of frustration on your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys agree that this movie has some of the best names that you probably have ever heard in life? Because do you know anyone in life named Mike Tobacco?
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah. We do have
my best friend.
We do have a friend named Susie Cigarette.
Yeah, Susie Cigarette. Debbie Stone. Mike Tobacco.
Stone, Farmer Gene Green.
Yeah, Farmer Gene Green. I can't wait to talk about him. Oh my god, his character is amazing.
Really, the best name in this movie is Pooh Bear.
Oh,
the dog. That is the cutest fucking dog.
That dog rocks.
Pooh Bear?
Pooh Bear.
You took a hard L in this movie, though. But you made me feel better, Rory, with what you texted me.
What did I say?
He were probably paid well.
Oh, the dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he was paid very well, and he got all the treats, and they pet him.
That's
I would pet that dog. Like
That dog
I
was
wouldn't.
cute,
I would
man.
not get work done. I would just be hanging out with that dog. If I was directing this movie,
Yeah.
nothing would get done.
I'd be like-
The actors would be furious with me. They're like, he's just laying on the floor with the dog.
He's just laying over there.
He's fucking dirty.
He's fucking filthy right now.
You know, dogs smell terrible.
He smells like shit. I don't want to film a scene with that guy.
This is our director? Couldn't they get anyone else?
This guy can't be serious.
That dog is cute, though.
That is a cute
Maybe
dog.
we should pet him, too. And then it's just like 40 people lying on the floor with the dog.
The whole cast. Over here, man. But yeah, no. Let's get into this movie. Yeah, so the film, it starts off with the opening credits, and it's like Dave said, it's one of the best original songs ever by the punk band The Dickies. They did like the Banana Split song. I think you hear that in Kick-Ass. And they have like a bunch of great music. I love The Dickies.
You have a very, very good knowledge of music, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Like, if I was ever doing, like, music trivia, like, you're the guy that I'm going to, like, con into participating with me. Like, I'm going to act like I want to spend time with you.
Right,
But I just want your knowledge.
You're just like using me to,
Yeah.
to win. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for, like,
Cool,
trivia
cool,
and
cool.
stuff. But you have a crazy amount of knowledge on music. It's very
love
impressive.
music. Yeah, no, I love music, and especially like punk music and the 70s, 80s and stuff.
That's your
It's so
one
good.
compliment that you're getting tonight.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
But did you know the Dickies, they were in the movie 18 Again? Do you remember that with Ed Burns? Do you remember?
No.
No? Oh, okay. He turns it like, it's like a Freaky
If it ain't
Friday
George,
thing.
if it's not
Or
George,
George
Burns.
Burns. Burns,
Okay,
yeah.
there you go.
That's what I meant. Not Ed Burns from a different
What's the matter with you?
I don't know.
I give you one compliment, and then you just make me have to take it back.
So we get a few shots of the locals kind of hanging out at Big Top Burger, and then this is when we meet Curtis.
Wait, one
Mooney.
sec. There is a kid walking out drinking a beer marked beer.
Yeah,
That's the brand.
I love that.
Me
I
too.
love that kind of stuff.
Me too. It's like in Clerks, like pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, no brand. No nothing.
Repo Man does it. They have like no name brand
Yeah.
stuff. I love that.
Child's
kind
Play 2, they stop at the guy stops at the liquor store and it's just called liquor.
of liquor. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, that
Yep,
works.
right
man.
to the
that
point.
checks. Yeah. But yeah, we meet Officer Mooney, who is eyeing up Bob McCreed, played by Christopher Titus, and it's like his first acting role,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. But Kurt Mooney, again, like we all kind of said, is just phenomenal in this movie. He's so funny.
He's the character, aside from the clowns, that I remember the best.
Oh yeah, I feel like him. Yeah, definitely.
He just looks the way he's supposed to.
He's like Archie Bunker, like
And like Al Bundy.
yeah, like rolled into one.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks like them both. Like he kind of looks like both of those characters.
He's like, is this chip on my shoulder big enough? They're like, bigger.
I hate everyone. But up at Top of the World, which is called like Makeout Point, I like that the radio is like, all right, this goes up to Top of the World with a bunch of makeout artists up there. I'm like, I never heard that phrase before.
Well, I want to ask you a question. So this song's playing, this awesome Killer Clown song.
Yeah.
And then it sort of transitions like it's coming out of the radio. So are these kids hearing a song about killer clowns?
Yeah. What
Don't
a
they
weird...
find that weird? What a coincidence.
It's foreshadowing, man.
It's like Orson Welles, like talking on the radio with
Yeah.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Just singing about killer clowns.
Just killer clowns.
I think Orson Welles would have made a bigger name for himself if he actually pulled off a killer clowns invasion.
I could see him playing a good movie.
And then there were...
That's pretty, I don't know. So Mike and Debbie are just chilling in the back of the car drinking wine.
out of like a raft?
And, yeah, they're sitting in like a raft, which is weird, like in the car itself. And
Yeah, I'm
know.
intrigued by it.
yeah, that's why I was like, all right, Mike, he's got something set up nice, I guess. I don't know. So that's when Rich and Paul Terenzi, the brothers, show up in their ice cream truck with their ladies that they have.
They
And-
like con them
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we'll give you like free ice cream basically if you go on a date with us.
Which is
There's
just
so much about that scene I am not going to say.
I know, right?
I do need to point out at least one part of it. One thing in the scene that jumped out at me when the one gets out of the truck and he's like speaking into like the
like the
megaphone looking
yeah.
thing speaker. Like the ADR work is really off.
Oh really? I didn't even notice that.
It's I can't not see these things now.
Yeah,
but I'm like his words and his mouth are not cooperating.
I love when that happens.
I know sometimes
so
bad
cool.
ADR is kind of funny, but
yeah, I love bad. Yeah, but I like those two girls. I didn't know this until we were doing watching the commentary live. The Kyoto brothers point out that the one ice cream girl looks directly in the camera. It's really funny because she's like talking and she says her line and then looks at the camera like, was that good? Right? So she looks in the camera and looks back.
Hey, let me ask you a question because I remember a bunch of episodes ago, your smart ass called out that cat in Idle Hands for looking directly into the camera. Yeah. Who wore it better?
The cat, of course.
Right, of course.
Yeah, of course. But then the Terenzi brothers leave, and I love Mike's reaction. It's very, his delivery is very much like The Room. He's like, oh, I love those guys. They're my best friends from high school.
And then he sees Pooh Bear. He's like, oh, hi, doggy.
Oh, hi, doggy. But no, it's just, I love those guys. They're my best friends from high school. It's everything you need.
I love when those guys are driving away and they forget to turn off the radio and they're just arguing and you just hear them arguing as they pull away. Yeah. I think that's very funny. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
I was sleep deprived when I watched this movie, but boy, did I laugh.
Oh, man. Me too. So Mike and Debbie see a comet kind of cross the sky. What they think it's Halley's Comet. So does Farmer Gene. And we see where Farmer Gene, who lives in the same town as everyone else, but somehow has the accent of an Old West prospector.
Oh my God, I wrote that too! Dude, EJ, I wrote the same fucking thing down. I used the word prospector also.
Shut up, are you serious?
Yeah, right here.
Well, gosh darn
Prospector.
it. Yeah. Well, darn too.
Oh, boy.
Man.
But I also mentioned that I wish this whole movie was about him and Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
I wish there was a little spin-off movie about their adventures.
So he sees it. He's like, oh, boy, it's Haley's Comet. We got to get going out there. He's like Grumble Snitch. But, yeah, he, runs in the house. And I like that they point out, the Kyoto brothers, in updated versions, you could see a production assistant, in the doorway who's, standing there. And then she, steps back out of frame. They're like, when we filmed it and did the editing, it was, dark enough you wouldn't see it. But now with, updated technology, you could clearly see her, in that.
I love shit like that in movies. Did you ever catch the one that's in Evil Dead?
No, I don't think so.
So next time you watch Evil Dead, which I imagine won't be too far down in the future,
yeah.
When they're driving towards the cabin, there's literally just a guy just watching the car drive.
Oh yeah, okay, I have seen that.
Kind of oh, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a production assistant.
Yeah, he was just in frame. But yeah, so Debbie convinces Mike that they should go check out this comet, go find it. And he kind of is reluctant at first, but then he's like, okay, yeah, sure. Meanwhile, Farmer Gene with his dog Pooh go looking for this
Pooh Bear.
Pooh Bear. And but they come across a circus tent, and Farmer Gene immediately is looking for a handout of free tickets.
Yeah, he's like, maybe we can get us some free passes. And then I'm like, I wonder how many people are asking that dog to pay admission.
Yeah, it's oh, that dog, it's extra for the dog.
What?
You can get a senior discount, but that dog, he has to pay full price.
Full price. Oh, what is that dog?
Yeah. But
that made me laugh though.
Yeah.
I pictured the dog having to go to the movies and pay for a ticket.
It's oh man, I gotta pay for
my life is rough. But
yeah, I he's immediately oh, I'm gonna try to score us some free tickets. But poor Pooh Bear gets swiped up by a clown. Right away.
Which makes me automatically not like these clowns very much.
I know. But maybe he's still...
He's cotton candy, EJ.
I don't know.
I don't care for it.
Maybe. I don't know. He might be okay. We're not sure.
Maybe there's a deleted scene of the dog.
Yeah. He runs...
he becomes that fucking dog in the Marvel comics. What's his name? Space Dog?
Yeah, space dog.
What's his name?
Cosmo?
Cosmo.
Oh, okay.
Cosmo.
But it's a
Yeah.
female dog,
Is
isn't
it?
it? Yeah, I think she's
give a
female.
fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, so they go like check it out, and yeah, he gets swiped up, and then Farmer Gene goes full calamity, right? And unfortunately meets his end too. But he's like, "Oh, this stupid tent! How dare you give me back my Pooh Bear?" And he like grabs it and it electrocutes him. And then like,
Which is again very funny.
it's hilarious. Yeah, I wish they did like the Home Alone 2 thing where
You see, like, a
a
skeleton.
Yeah. Then I would have been like, that's where it works. But anyways, he gets his, he meets his untimely end because the clowns come out and we just
they
see
look
them kind of shoot
incredible.
them. They look awesome. I know that the Kyoto brothers said, did you ever see Ernest Scared Stupid? Or no?
I think. Did you?
No, I've only seen the Christmas one and the basketball one.
Oh, okay. So they repurposed like some of the ears and noses and stuff for the trolls in that movie.
Neat.
So you could definitely see like similar designs on the trolls from Killer Clowns. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's funny when I was looking at the clowns the other day, and again I was very sleep deprived at this point, but I
Like,
noticed
they're pretty hot.
they're sexy. No, those clowns look like those old like comedy actors when they were like later in life, like a Groucho Marx or something, when you'd
yeah.
see them like before the end. They all look like washed up comedians is what I'm getting at.
Aw, yeah.
They're a little sad.
Like Don Rickles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Aw,
you
man.
know, it's
Yeah.
sad what I just said, isn't it? I just brought the mood down.
You just brought.
I just probably yeah, I'm so sorry.
Everyone at home is just like, I'm gonna take a break right
See,
now.
like, I must be sick or something because I said that out loud and I slapped my knee afterwards. I'm like, that is the funniest fucking thing that anyone's ever said.
Yeah.
But I saw that look on your face, like,
You're like,
oh.
"Aw,
But like,
that's
you picture
sad."
those next time you watch the movie, you're gonna think about it.
I will. I'll try to. At the police station, we see Mooney arrest like these 2 punk college students. And all they were doing, they were just like walking through the park and they had some wine, right? And he's like, "Goddamn kids." And so he brings them in to the station. And then we meet where like Officer Dave,
Officer Glenn Powell, is that?
oh
who it
yeah,
was?
he definitely has like Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
I'm
energy.
glad that you brought that up because in my notes, I immediately wrote down, I'm like, this guy, Officer Dave, is poor man's Glenn Powell.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah,
we're all on the same page.
absolutely.
I guess like my the clowns look like washed up comedians falls flat on its face, but we're all on the same page with
baby.
Glenn Powell.
But Officer Dave tries to cool down Mooney, and he insults Officer Dave. He's like, "What are you gonna do, Mr. Police Academy?" He's like, "Hey, don't let my training affect how I do my police work." And I'm like, was Officer Mooney not trained? Like, what's that mean?
It's a small town. He was
Yeah,
just hired.
he
They're
was
like,
just
"Oh,
hired?
You want to do the job? You got it."
Yeah.
He's also the mayor.
His superior's like, you know how to use a gun. Get in there.
Sure do. But I was like, and then he's like, "Mr. Police Academy." I'm like, is that like a good thing? It's not. I don't know. Whatever.
With your fancy pants training.
It's like, don't let my training affect how I do my job, okay?
Look at this guy in this Kevlar. Can't handle a classic shootout.
In my day, we just took bullets on the chin. We didn't give a shit. That's why most of my friends are dead now. Oh,
That's why it's such a small force. It's like 2 cops.
there's only 2 cops in this town. Crescent Cove,
Because none of them went to police academy.
right? The only one that did is the one that makes it.
That's why
Yeah.
he gets to be alive and handsome.
Yeah. And I think in the scene it's trying to show you like Dave is a reasonable, good cop, and then Mooney might be like just the jerk bad cop. I guess.
And to this movie's credit, by the way, you're introduced to 2 lovers out on wherever they are,
Top of the world.
top of the world. So like in most movies, I think Dave would have been depicted as an asshole.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I think they would have had him be like really antagonistic and like shady.
Yeah, because we find out he's the ex
Yeah,
of the girl.
Once you say X, you automatically have to like punch down on this
Something's
guy.
going on.
Yeah. So like I like the fact that he just always stays upstanding.
Yeah. He's a cool dude.
Very heroic. It's so much to the point that I'm like, what's he doing with that other asshole? He gets running his mouth.
What? I like Mike.
Well,
there's nothing
comparatively.
wrong. Mike's tobacco, man.
All right.
There ain't nothing wrong with him. Good guy. So Mike and Debbie end up finding the circus tent in the middle of the woods, and she's like skeptical at first about going in, but then they end up going in and checking it out.
I like all of it, his never-ending commentary of insensitive jokes.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my god.
He's like, check out the bulimic wonder. Watch as she binges and purges. And I'm like, is that funny?
Is that, what the hell is that?
What the hell kind of thing was that to say?
Yeah. What the hell are you trying to say here, man?
I wish she looked at him and she's like, that's not funny.
That's not funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you could clearly see that it's like a spaceship inside of this tent. And they're just like, whatever. They're just walking around.
To be fair, though, would your head ever go there?
Oh, like if I went into
like
a
if
tent?
you were in that situation, would you ever just be like, this is probably a spaceship?
Yes, I would.
I think from the interior design, yeah, I think
the thing would be like in space before I figured it out. Yeah. Oh, it's a spaceship.
Well, especially when they find like that generator in the middle. Remember, they like it's like a matte painting. They,
Yeah,
it's
a glorious matte painting.
Oh, it
it's
looks
actually
so
pretty
cool.
seamless for the 80s.
Yeah, isn't it really?
Yeah, man,
it's
rocks.
awesome. It looks so cool. That room always stood out in my mind from like being a kid on. I don't know. It always looked really cool.
I always just wanted to see like Obi-Wan Kenobi turning it off, the generator.
Yeah. Hello there.
Hello there.
So we see at one point they
Oh, by the way, that generator thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is, right? It's like
I think yeah.
It reminded me of those things they used to sell at Spencer's.
Oh
those balls,
yeah,
you put your finger on it and the electricity would go out. Remember that?
Yeah, they were cool.
Yeah, if you remember Spencer's,
then you remember that, baby.
You remember that thing, just like that nail contraption. You put your hand on it. And it takes the form
and it
of
forms.
your finger.
Yeah. What is that called?
I don't know. I call it nail thingy.
Yeah, I like your name for it.
Thanks.
Super marketable.
It is.
Yeah,
hey, kid, you like nails? Try out the nail thingy.
They're like, I need a nail thingy. Stat. One more game. Sorry. Crossfire.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, Dave.
This is the nonsense.
I used to play Crossfire. You can sing the song. It's delightful.
Yes.
Crossfire.
It's like the greatest board game of all time. No, I'm sorry. Not the game itself, the commercial.
Yeah, the
I watch a
commercial's
lot
sick.
of kids commercials now for obvious reasons, and none of them hit. There's just nothing that hits the way those old 90s like toy commercials used to hit.
Well,
Dude.
like that Crossfire commercial, the implications to it are really funny because like they battle and then the one kid loses and then he clearly spins away, probably to burn in hell. And the other kid's just like, yeah.
That's what I picked up from it when I watched it. That
Like,
kid went
90s
straight to
commercials
hell.
used to make the most boring things entertaining. Like, do you ever see the commercial for Battleship?
Yeah.
And when you actually play Battleship, you're like, this shit's fucking boring.
Yeah, it's so much. It's not the same.
I learned that about Crossfire when I played it with my friend. My friend had it, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be so cool! You're going to hell!" And then I remember I was playing it, and it broke.
Do you remember?
It's so cheap.
It starts off like it's in a battle arena. And
Yeah.
they're wearing like pads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. But I love how he's like, one more game.
You'll get caught up in the crossfire. It's so awesome.
Sunny D. I always felt like Sunny Delight had the best commercials too.
I remember,
Isn't it? And Sunny Delight's the worst orange juice ever made.
Yeah,
I know,
but
it's
got
so
great
bad.
commercial.
Bad.
Do you remember those Nerf commercials?
They were.
Nerf bow and arrow. The arrows are pumping. Arrows in your hand.
Arrows. Don't shoot at the eyes or mouth.
Don't really hurt your friends.
But yeah, no. I at one point, Debbie and Mike, they find the cotton candy room where Mike sees a dead, a dead and cocooned Joe Lombardo. And a clown hears them kind of make like a little bit of noise, so they get chased out of the tent. But one clown shoots popcorn at them.
What's the girl's name?
Debbie Stone.
So Debbie very quickly figures out.
Yeah, she's like onto it.
She's like, it's the shooting star. We're in it. And I'm just thinking, like, how'd you get there?
She's good, man. She knows her stuff.
So that actress, her name's Suzanne Snyder.
Yeah.
She played 2 characters on the show Seinfeld, which you know I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, and she was in what do you call it? Night of the Creeps.
She was.
And Return of the Living Dead
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember her on Seinfeld?
No.
So, do you remember the episode where Jerry was dating that girl and they're at the diner and he asked her if she wants to try some of the pie and she's just looking at him, she's like she won't try it, and it just like eats at him as to like why she won't eat it. And then he walks into the diner later and she's just eating it by herself, so I can't quite figure out what the problem is. Yeah. But then she played another character called Ava. She was that episode. Did you ever see the episode where George and Jerry take a limo from a guy and they think they're getting away with something and that they're going to go to like Madison Square Garden to see like a basketball game, but then it's actually like this guy has like he's like a white supremacist and they're going to like a Nazi rally. But she's the girl in the limo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
that. So
that.
Suzanne Snyder, she's had a pretty good, solid career.
Yeah, she did I think like Chips.
Chips?
Yeah, I think she was on that show. I don't know.
She was also in the classic Weird Science as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah.
She played Science.
Yeah, she played the weird part of Science. Yeah.
Dave, were you a Seinfeld fan? I figure like you would not have Seinfeld.
That show.
Okay, I was figuring you probably didn't like it. It didn't seem like that was your thing.
I remember it finally hit Netflix like in 2021, and I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I lasted half of the first episode. I'm like, this is not for me, like at all.
It gets pretty solid as you go along, though. True story. I love that show.
I will take your word for it.
I know you're like kind of like tricky with comedies, like I am, though.
Yeah,
you and I talk about that sometimes. You're not always like won over by a lot of like comedy movies and TV shows. It's like a real specific
it took me
kind of
like
thing.
I remember realizing like a couple of years ago how little I like comedies, like to the point where, and nowadays like I go back into the ones that I did like I love Wedding Crashers, I love The Hangover, I love shit like that, but like comedy movies for some reason just like I have the hardest time with it, to the point I used to work for Apple when I was a little bit after I graduated from college, and there was these Rory will probably know because you've been to the city with me a lot the last couple like months or the last year, and you see like the people that are trying to hustle things on the street, and there used to be comedy show people on the street all the time.
God, I remember them. They're like, free show at Comedy Central. Yeah, I remember.
They're like, comedy tonight. And then I was like really annoyed because it was a long day and I just wanted to get home. And then this fucking like row of people are like, comedy tonight? Comedy tonight? Like, no, I don't like to laugh. And they just looked at me with the face of like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. This guy's like gonna fucking shoot me or something. Let me just shut the fuck up and let it keep walking.
I don't know how to laugh.
I don't know how to laugh.
I want to laugh like you. Your comedy show would just remind me of how wrong I am.
Comedy killed my whole family.
My dad laughed himself to death.
How dare you, sir?
Smack him with a white glove. You have insulted my honor.
Oh, man. No, what's your favorite comedy movie?
Me?
Yeah, I don't know if I know this.
I don't know. It's kind of what he was saying. It's the trickiest genre for me. I always said that like going to a bad comedy movie is like going to a concert, like a band you really like, and all their instruments are out of tune.
Yeah.
And you kind of like hear the song in there somewhere. It just sounds shitty, and you have to put up with it until it's over.
Wayne's World?
He doesn't like that movie.
We just talked about this today. I fucking hate Wayne's World.
Oh, yeah. I love it so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you love Wayne's World.
I do.
Yeah.
I think Ghostbusters is very funny.
That's
I think
probably like up there for me.
Shaun of the Dead is awfully funny.
Shaun of the Dead's great. Yeah.
I know I don't think you like this one either, Dave, but I'm obsessed with Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I don't like that movie either.
I would do anything to watch that movie right now. But I love Wayne's World. Yeah, like there are comedies that I like, but a lot of them kind of fall into dark comedies. Like I think American Psycho is awfully funny.
Oh, it's so funny.
How about you? What's your favorite comedy?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, we don't
love
have time
John
to
Hughes.
figure it out, so we're gonna move on. No, I'm kidding.
We'll just skip it.
What was it?
I like John Hughes stuff, and I think it's Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
I've always loved that movie. But also, I don't know if you count like Back to the Future, because I think Back to the Future is hilarious. That's very funny, too.
That would probably be it. That in Ghostbusters, if you count those as like traditional comedies.
Yeah. I love Buster Keaton. Like, I like silent films.
Yeah, like I agree with you. There's something about like Buster Keaton, like Charlie Chaplin. Like there's something very like funny and just like movement.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
Physical
like obsessed
comedy
with,
is what the kids call it.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with like Buster Keaton. I don't know. I've always been like a Charlie Chaplin fan, and then when I started watching Buster Keaton, I'm like, whoa, he's like Jackie Chan before Jackie Chan,
well, they're like
doing all the stunts.
I think they're very like different.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. No, they're very different.
Yeah.
But I just love Buster Keaton, man.
Me too.
I
like him a lot too. The only thing with Charlie Chaplin that I'm fascinated with is his physicality. It's very graceful.
Yes,
he's like his movements or stuff are like absolutely like beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
So like I like them both. I like even like Harold Lloyd and guys like that.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna stay on that. We're talking about something else that's funny.
About,
hey, Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a funny movie. We all like that one.
Yeah. No, it is actually hilarious.
Why did we forget the one that we're covering?
So we see where they get shot and covered with popcorn, Mike and Debbie. But they do get to slip away. Debbie and Mike then decide to go to the police station because Debbie says she has a friend that works there, which we later find out that friend is her ex-boyfriend. That's when we see the clowns march to Crescent Cove, and that theme is incredible. I love that dirt, and that march, like that theme when they're marching into town. That's actually what inspired our Christmas Frequels theme. Yeah. So when I was like making that theme, I don't know why, like Killer Clowns. I just always loved that like segment. But yeah, it definitely was like the inspiration for our theme. Anyways, Mike and
Please
Debbie,
don't sue us now that EJ has stupidly admitted this into the microphone. Actually, all of our songs are completely original and inspired by nothing.
The edit job is going to be phenomenal by Rory this week.
Yeah.
EJ, can I talk to you outside? God damn it!
God damn it! What are you doing?
What are you doing to me?
Radiohead's gonna sue us.
Now we gotta really boost up those YouTube numbers.
Yeah.
Please subscribe.
Come on. Talk about our YouTube, not the freaking theme.
The Cheetos brothers are breathing down our neck.
So Mike and Debbie, they find Officer Dave, and they try to tell him about what exactly happened. And Officer Mooney's there, kind of overhearing everything, and he's like, come on, Dave, you're going to believe these guys?
In all fairness, Mooney has every right to be skeptical of this preposterous story.
And then I love that he's like, hey, I recognize you. You hang out with the Terenzi brothers. He's like, yeah. They're my best friends since high school. So Dave escorts them.
My note here says, Mooney is the kind of cop that's just looking for an excuse to pull a gun on someone.
Yeah, 100%. He sucks, man. He's so mean. So Mike and Debbie get escorted out by Dave. He's like, I'll drive you guys home, right? Meanwhile, we see the clowns enter town, and we see where Rudy pretends to be like the animatronic outside the pharmacy. I always love that scene where he's like, the movements are so good. That's Harold Blank like doing that, and it's so sick. And I love how he goes in the story. He just like trashes the whole story. And then we see another clown put on a puppet show for this Keith Coogan looking like.
Yeah.
And he ends up killing him. And I was like, oh, dishes are done, man.
Man, I felt so bad watching, because I was watching the movie with Harley. And my wife comes in, and I immediately was like, oh, this movie's not that violent. And of course, that's literally the only violent part of that entire movie. And she's like, take this off right now. I'm like, no, I'll just cover her eyes the rest of the movie.
Yeah, that's not that bad. It's not too bad. So, and then we see like others like delivering candy and pizza and like shooting, whoever opens the door. And I like that as this is happening, Dave drives Mike and Debbie back home, and we find out, Dave is Debbie's, ex-boyfriend and stuff. So they drop off Debbie, and Mike heads off with Dave to Top of the World, where they find a giant hole where the tent was, right? He's like, hey, man, it was right here. I swear to God, there was a giant tent, and inside there was all these clowns that had, like, cocoons, and he's, like, trying to explain it to Dave. He's like, oh, where? Right here where the giant hole was? He's like, yeah, man, it was right there.
You know what would have been awesome if he was like, he's like, where'd it go? I swear it was right here. And then the camera just pans to the right a little bit. He's like, oh, wait, no, it's right there.
It's right there. Oh, wait. There it is. My bad.
Oops.
So Dave arrests Mike because he's like, do you have any evidence of the people that are killed or missing? He's like, no, all my evidence is gone. He's like, all right, come on, I'm taking you into the station. He goes like full Mooney. And then meanwhile, back in town, we see Shorty the clown, which is the littlest of all the clowns. He boxes the one mean biker guy.
Hey, yeah, and what the fuck is that biker's problem?
I don't know. I think he watched like Raising Arizona, and he was like, you know what? I think I see something here.
Yeah.
No, he looks just like the guy from Raising Arizona, and he ends up decapitating.
He's like, what are you gonna do? Knock my block off?
Yeah, and he breaks his little bike.
Yeah.
Did you ever see My Bodyguard?
No.
Oh, damn, that's a good movie.
Who's in it?
Adam Baldwin.
Okay.
And Christopher Makepeace. He was in Vamp. I don't know if you might know him. But anyways, My Bodyguard, there's a whole scene where the bully breaks like this kid's bike and he like destroys the bike. He's like, is that your tough bike? Is that your tough bike? So anyways, it reminded me of that. Adam Farley is like probably the only person that would get that.
You hear that, Adam Farley? We referenced you. Or EJ did.
Yeah. But he breaks Shorty's bike, and that's when they get into a fight, and we see Shorty decapitate him with like one punch.
It's awesome.
It's like Jason when he fought Julius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on that level. I don't think anything will ever beat that kill in Friday the 13th Part 8.
It's so good.
For all the crap people talk about that movie, that's the best kill in the entire franchise.
I really like that kill. Yeah. I like that and the spaghetti string thing in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. He pulls noodles out of Jimmy.
Like, what is that? Is that what he had for dinner?
You guys already did that movie on here, right?
No, not yet.
You want in, Dave?
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the geographic nature of how he gets from a lake into an ocean.
I know.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Even as a kid, I'm like, how did a lake go from... how,
It's a director saying, I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. We got to get him to New York somehow.
You gotta make this poster work.
And
I do love when he gets different movie. I love when he gets to New York and what's the boxer's name?
Julius.
Julius. He's like, whoa, New York City.
Hey Dave, before we move forward into this episode more, I have a request for you. Can you do your Al Pacino for EJ?
Oh my God, yeah.
I brought this up a couple episodes.
They have like
ago.
a flawless Al Pacino.
I don't know what to bring. I don't even know what to say.
You can take your time. You know what? Even if you don't feel like doing it right now, and you want to build up whatever you got to build up,
may just come out.
Just come out. Yeah, surprise us.
Yeah,
yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Even if you want to throw us like an Officer Mooney, but played by Al Pacino, right?
That also works.
That works. Yeah, I feel like that's a good spot. Then we see like what I would consider in this movie like the creepiest scene, and it's at the burger place. Yeah, with the little girl. Yeah. Because it like the music really sets the tone. Like the music really plays into how you're feeling, right? So you see this little girl, she's like with her family, and she looks out the window and she sees the clown, and it's like playing out there, and then it kind of like is calling her, and she's like looking at the family who's not paying attention to her. It's just really, really creepy. Like I feel like out of this whole movie, that's the only time I'm like, on edge. Every time I watch it too,
So
even though I know how it plays out. But.
It's the only time I was disappointed in the movie too, because I wanted to see him whack that kid.
Yeah, because he has a giant
whack that stupid.
That's what Terrifier's for, my friend.
I know. Hey, they should make a spin-off or a movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space meets
Meet
Terrifier.
the Terrifier.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And Officer Mooney's the one that saves everybody at the end.
Yeah. I told you about these goddamn clowns.
Did you get to the part where he's taking all the calls from the?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay, I
No.
got things to say.
There is a line that he says in the movie. I think. Let me see. I wrote it down here. Here it is. He's like, "They took your wife in a balloon. Well, you don't need a police pal. You need a psychiatrist." Hooah. They're to actually do Pacino, it's just like his line delivery in some movies. Like we did a Heat podcast. Were you on the Heat podcast, Rory?
No, I wasn't.
So they're like that's literally my favorite. It's not the best for Pacino, but it's my favorite Pacino line delivery because there's like lines that you just like any normal human being you'd take serious. He comes home from a night's work and he's like, "I'm sorry that the chicken got overcooked."
Yes.
Sure, like.
Oh my god, that was so good. What was the line in Heat? It's like something. He's like, "Grab it by the ass" or whatever.
No.
Well, I forget what it is.
This is literally my favorite line, like in movie history. It's because it was so ad-libbed. He's like, "I don't know why I got messed." What did he say? He's like, "I don't know why I got caught up with that bitch. Because she's got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it." And then it's funny. It's the funniest part is not that. It's like, "What do you think about a woman's ass? It's just fucking hilarious.
So
it's just so perfect."
That was Dave Gonzalez killing
my
it
God.
as Al Pacino.
Yeah, great ass.
If you'd like to hear more of this.
I always end
my
up like
God.
we have segments on the podcast where we talk about like I call it the Al Martino Miscast Award, and I was like, is anyone in the movie miscast? And I always try to get Pacino in like every movie we cover. Just Pacino move better somehow.
Oh, 100%. I love it. So wait, really fast. What is your favorite Al Pacino performance?
I know what it is.
Yeah, it's Godfather.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, Godfather.
It's the greatest performance in movie history, and that's like, I don't even think. To me, it's not debatable. I think him and Godfather 2, what he does there, it's like. Everyone talks about Brando. Everyone should like study that performance in film class. Anyone that wants to be an actor, just watch Godfather 2, and it just shows like the range that someone needs to have in an emotionally deep performance. Yes, Rory.
Well, I was going to ask you, is it better than Officer Mooney?
I don't know. That's tough.
I know.
I sit and think about that nightly over my tea.
You should.
Is it Officer Mooney?
Is it Officer Mooney worthy? Is kind of how you should base a lot of performances.
I don't know, man. Sometimes not. I don't know. I don't know if Pacino could pull it off. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're in Mooney shit.
Hoorah!
You ain't got no rights.
Oh my god, I'm gonna lay up in bed at night and just think about that. Like, would Mooney be better if it was Al Pacino? You know,
We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Let's go.
So Officer Dave and Mike then find a bunch of deserted cars at Top of the World, and they see a Jeep covered in cotton candy, and it's Bob McCready's Jeep, Christopher Titus's Jeep, and they recognize it because of the glasses, right? But back at the station, Officer Mooney keeps getting calls about clowns, but he's thinking that they're all pranks. And that's when we see Slim the Clown ends up knocking one guy off the bridge, and that's Mike Martinez, who did that scene. At home, Debbie prepares to take a shower, and this is like one of the longest showers in cinema history, I think.
Yeah, dude, it goes on for like, I have that in my notes too. She like showers for the majority of the movie.
Yeah, she showers
Greatest shower scenes in Psycho. My friends.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes long. Because she's in there the whole time as all this stuff is going down. She's in the shower.
What if she came out like it all pruned up?
And
she was just like wrinkled.
She looked like the lady from 237. Like
waterlogged.
Yeah. You're like, oh no. But in this scene, when she's like getting ready to go in, we see the popcorn kind of coming to life, and I like how they did that. Like they had like the popcorn like crawling across the floor.
Yeah,
I thought that looked pretty cool.
I think about it's such a weird comparison. When I watch that scene, every time I watch this movie, I think about Dana Barrett in Ghostbusters 2 when the slime comes out of the tub.
Oh yeah,
that's a good comparison.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, it's so good. I love that. I love how it like is like stretching to get across the floor. I don't know. It looks really cool.
It's neato.
What a picture.
Yeah, what a picture. So Officer Dave and Mike then come across a clown doing shadow puppets for people at this bus stop. And all the people at the bus stop are loving it, except like the one guy who's like, that's pretty lame, right? And but I like how Mike is like, there he is, let's get him. And Dave's like, no, I want to see how this plays out.
Great cop.
For the most part, he's a great cop, right?
Yeah, just at this point right now, he's like, no, let's let the plot happen.
Yeah, let's see how this works out, you know? Was he into the shadow puppet
I think
part?
he really likes shadow puppets. I think that's
I
really
guess
Dave's backstory.
I don't know.
He's like, hey, this actually is part of this therapy that I do.
Yeah. I was like
shadow puppets.
But yeah, the clown ends up, grabbing all the people and puts them in his bag. And that's when Dave and Mike step in. And Mike, like, grabs hold of the wheel and the gas, and he, like, tries to run the clown down, but it jumps up into the air. And, again, Mike has, like, awesome, Greg Kramer delivers the line, he went up. He went straight up. It's so good. But Officer Dave heads back to the station, and Mike is going to have the Terenzi brothers help him out. So
did they have that conversation yet where he's like talking about Debbie, and she's like, she goes for laughs, not stability?
Yeah.
Did they have that conversation yet?
Yeah.
So I wanted him to look over and be like, hey, fuck you, buddy. My father's actually exceedingly wealthy.
Yeah,
I've got it all.
I got it all, man.
I'm funny, and I have a lot of stability.
You know what we're famous for? Your tobacco? Yeah, our tobacco.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm from the tobacco fortune.
We're really, really famous.
We're doing okay. I think cigarettes are really taking off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a backhanded thing he's saying to him, though.
No, it is, yeah. And I don't know. I like Mike. And I like Dave. They're both kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyways, they split off, and he goes to warn people while Dave goes back to call in for more help from the state troopers because they only have 2 police officers. And the Terenzi brothers only agree to help once they find out that Debbie has a roommate or roommates, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, she has roommates? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. We got ice cream.
We got ice cream. We're on the job, man.
This is part of our thing.
Like, people are getting murdered, and they're like, I don't know. At the station, one clown shows up, and Mooney tries to arrest him.
Is this when he has that great line when he's like, you're in Mooney's jail, and you ain't got no rights? Yeah. It's the best line in the movie.
It's like, I'm supposed to read you rights. Yeah, but you're in Mooney's jail. It's so good. But yeah, Mooney puts him in a cell with the college students, and I like how they're like, what are you in for? And but also I like in that scene how the clown's just like constantly messing with Mooney.
His hands fall off.
Yeah, he has like does the hand thing. But then also, like, Mooney hits him in the back of the head, and his head just, like, turns around.
Yeah,
almost
it's
like
great.
Exorcist style. And it's like, oh, cool. Like, that. I don't know. It's a great scene. And Mooney is definitely the only person in this movie really, like, I don't know, like, definitely going for it, like, acting-wise.
He's playing a character.
Yeah.
And he's like, playing him very authentically.
Yeah.
He's like just a hair over the top.
Right. Yeah. But he's, like, great in this movie.
He's the character I remember the most from this movie.
Yeah. So now Dave was in the show Friends. He played like, I think he's in season 1.
He was Rachel, right?
Yeah, he was Rachel. He was really good. So when Dave arrives back at the station, he first sees the dead cotton candy college students, and then comes across Mooney, and one of the like grosser kills in this movie, because the clown is using Mooney as like a ventriloquist dummy.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls his hand out of like Mooney's back.
It's a great moment.
And he's just like does that like slushy sound when he like flicks his wrist.
But doesn't he makes him say like we're gonna kill you, Dave, or something like that?
Yeah, we're gonna kill you, Dave. Yeah,
it's like kind of creepy. Like it's actually a pretty effective scene.
It's really gross and haunting. I think it's like one of the best scenes in this. Like, one of the creepiest scenes is definitely him, like the one clown with the girl. But then this is probably one of the grossest scenes. But at the same time, it's just freaking awesome. The clown is using Mooney, and then he pulls his hand out. And then that's when Dave shoots the clown like a few times. And
the sound effects from the gun,
it's like ricocheting.
Well, no, did it sound like anything specific to you? Because when he was firing the gun, it sounded like the gunshots from the original Halloween. Like, I think it's probably like the same stock sounds. What's up?
No, it's funny that you're so good with the sound effects. You brought up Halloween 4 and 5 with Twin Peaks the other day.
Dude, and there's like sound effects and shit that from like those weird sounds in Halloween 4. You know, like when Michael Myers will show up sometime and then they'll do that sound where it's like, you know what I'm talking about? I did a bad impression of it.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, I just thought of Al Pacino playing Dr. Sam Loomis.
Michael!
I shot him 6 times! I shot him 6 times! Now you get me the hiccups.
6 times. So good.
Not the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
That could have been a completely different movie.
And a great ass.
Michael had a great ass.
And I had my head all the way up it for 15 years.
Oh my god.
The brownest eye.
The brownest eyes I've ever had. Oh no. But yeah, Dave shoots him a couple times and he discovers he could finally kill him by shooting them in the nose. Like, all the clowns have a weakness and it's their nose.
My next note in here says Debbie took a 3-hour shower.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike and the Terenzies see a parade of clowns. They come across like this small parade kind of going on of all the killer clowns basically killing everyone in the streets and hauling people back into their clown truck thing that's like scooping up. It looks like a street sweeper, but it's just like sucking up the
yeah. It looks like the parade that Joker threw in Batman 19.
Oh my god.
The Princess Trust.
Yeah. Party man.
No king in town. Oh no, we don't want to be sued by those people.
Yeah, oh no. So at Debbie's, she's finally out of the shower after all this time and gets attacked by the little popcorn monsters. And she evades them, but that's when the other clowns show up and they put her into this balloon. And that's when Mike and the Terenzi brothers, they spot her. They get to her house and they spot her in the balloon and like they give chase after the clown car. And eventually,
the description's absurd, by the way.
I know, it's so bizarre. But Dave runs into them literally. Like they stop. They're like, "Oh no, the cops are pulling us over," and they like stop. He's like, "You told me to stop." He's like, "I told you to pull over. I told you to stop." And I'm like, "Oh my god,
who's on first?"
Yeah, who's on first? But yeah, eventually they all get together into the ice cream truck and head towards the park, the amusement park. And when we get to the amusement park, we see the clown car pull up and all the clowns getting out. And
which is a great little moment.
Yeah, and again, the music, just that build up of the music playing. And he's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And they all toss.
What are you going to do with all those pies, boys?
Yeah. What are you going to do with all those pies, boys?
I like that line a lot, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and the poor security guard gets like pied to death. That's the way I want to.
I was going to say, not a bad way to go.
Not
of all
a bad
the ways
way to
you
go.
could be killed,
yeah,
being pied to death sounds delicious.
Yeah, and I guess I guess it just burns through his entire body.
Yeah, but
and
then they
it's just,
kind of
like, bones.
contradict what happened because it like eats through his body, but then the one sticks his finger in it and nothing happens.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
He's like, "Oh, check this out," and he eats it. So
gobbledygook.
Yeah, whatever. So Mike and Dave and the Terenzi brothers, they show up to the tent, and they make their way through the ship, and we see it's kind of like a fun house in a way. But eventually the Terenzis fall into this ball pit and come across two clown girls, and they're like into it. They're like, all right, are you Debbie's roommates? And I was like, really? Like those girls? Because those clown girls are not,
What? Go ahead.
They're
Go and shame them.
No, they're okay.
Trying their best, EJ.
Yeah, they do their
Your
best.
body's shaming those clown ladies.
No, they're okay. They're great. They're
You're
nice.
throwing up off to the side.
No, not
just thinking about them.
That's just my thinking bucket.
EJ's like, Ozempic would do them wonders.
Yeah. Clown Ozempic.
So Mike and Dave find Debbie in the cotton candy room, but witness a clown drinking blood from the cocoon first. And
I like his like real unnecessarily long straw.
Yeah, he's just like woo, and it's all loopy and all different directions.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really cool. They find Debbie in the ball, and Mike just shoots it, right? And he
takes a real chance.
Yeah, because he doesn't even know if like
where she is in the ball, what's gonna happen when he shoots the thing.
Right, like it could ricochet off, like you don't know
hit them.
The material. Yeah,
he's like, hey, I've got an idea. I'm gonna shoot this thing at point blank.
Yeah, he's like, happens. Mike, you step back, but don't worry about Debbie. This is fine.
If I kill her, it's gonna really resolve this whole tension we've got going on. Okay.
Yeah. So
maybe you and Debbie. I can be friends after this.
Yeah. And they shoot the balloon, and it frees Debbie. But the clowns, of course, hear it and show up, and the three try to get away. And as they make their way through the ship, again, it seems like a fun house. And I love the bit where it's like, another door, another door, another door. Like he just keeps saying it as he's opened more and more. But eventually they get to this one room, and they're surrounded by all the clowns. And they climb up like, a bunch of boxes to like the top. And that's when the Terenzi brothers show up with their ice cream truck. But it's like short-lived because that's when Clownzilla shows up. And
which I think is kind of like inspired by Aliens with the Queen.
Yeah, the Queen.
It kind of moves like the Queen a little bit.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I forget. It's one of the Kyoto brothers in that costume.
Oh, that's actually what they look like?
Yeah, that's... none of that was makeup. That's
shit.
Yeah, no. I forget which brother it was.
What?
I forget which brother it was, but one of them wasn't like played Clownzilla.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, he shows up and he takes out the ice cream truck, and then Dave's like, "All right, I'll distract, Clownzilla. You guys get out of here." So Mike and Debbie try to escape, and they run out, and they see all the state troopers showing up. Back inside, we see where Dave kills Clownzilla, and as everyone is watching on, as soon as he kills Clownzilla, the whole tent like blows up, and that's when we see like a clown car drop from the sky, and out pops the Terenzi brothers and Dave, and I like how they explain like the Terenzi brothers survived because they jumped in the freezer of the truck. But if you saw the truck when it exploded, it exploded.
Yeah. It's almost as absurd as when and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, when Ted's like, I fell out of my armor.
I fell out of my armor. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movie moments of all time.
Yeah. Love that movie.
I fell out of my armor.
That's a comedy. I
like both of them quite a bit. I even like that third one.
Me too. I liked all three.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Terenzi brothers and Dave all escaped in this clown car. And even like that tent was like well off into the distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it exploded, luckily the car landed right by the state police and Dave and Mike. I was like, oh, that doesn't even seem like it would be that close.
Don't think.
I won't think about it.
Don't think.
But they think it's over until they look up and they get a bunch of pies in the face. Mike, Debbie, and Dave. And then that's it. The end. That's the movie. Yeah. I love this movie. Really fast. I love this movie ever since I was a kid. I collect a lot of the different things that Spirit will put out for the movie. And I've, of course, met the cast and crew of the movie. It's one of my favorites. How about you, Dave?
It's probably up there as one of my favorite horror comedies.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, like, we talked about comedies before as a whole, and I feel like outside of, like, older black and white films and some of the raunch that I mentioned, like, I really adhere to, like, horror comedies, and this is just one of my favorites. Like, I love the cult, I guess, reputation that it's attained over the years. Like, a lot of friends of mine now, they're like, oh my God, this movie's, like, such a staple of my, like, love for horror. And, like, it didn't create my love for horror, but it kind of showed me, it was like the first movie that showed me that not all horror is scary, that you can actually have fun with horror. And I mean, to this day, like, showing Harley at 2 years old, just like, you know, she's not paying attention, but she looked at the clowns. She wasn't scared. She was like, oh, look, clowns. Like, this movie is just, and it's such a, it's not a, there's a lot of movies from the 80s that rip off Jaws, and this is obviously not one of them because it has its own identity. But the fact that this does have, like, we joked about Mooney so much. This movie has that, like, that DNA that Jaws gave us too, of, like, that law enforcement that everyone hates, but we're all here defending it. Yeah, this movie just rips. And like we mentioned before, I can listen to that Killer Clown song all day, every day.
Oh, so good. It's so good. I love that band, but, like, as far as, like, horror movie songs, I would love to make, like, a list of, like, the top, like, 10 songs of all time. I think would make that top 10 list for horror films.
Yeah, it's.
I feel like
Rightfully
Dokken,
so.
Of course.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, Dream Warriors
Yeah,
would be in there. I love Dramarama. I would put that from, like, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Although it's like
It's anything. Yeah.
Okay, what is
Is
it
it tonight?
tonight? Please
Just don't tell me what the hell is wrong.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
That's when Alice is powering up, right?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like doing her
Yeah.
nunchucks.
And-
Or stunt
Ricky-
actresses, apparently.
Yeah, and Ricky's, like, punching the bag
Yeah.
earlier in the movie. He has that song on.
I'll give you anything you
in-
want. It's so
Yeah.
good.
$100 bills. But no, I love that song. That's, like, one of my favorites. Actually, that soundtrack specifically is, like,
Got a
Nightmare
lot of
4.
good ones, yeah.
Yeah, because it has, like, Sinead O'Connor on it. Tuesday Night Nightmare, which is a great song. But
Want your hands on me.
yeah, when she's, like, working out. But I don't know. There's a lot of, like, great songs in horror films, especially like throughout. I mean, Alice Cooper for, like, Friday the 13th Part 6. Man Behind the Mask, great song. But I would put this up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, top 10.
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah, I think it's great. But Rory, how about your thoughts?
Number one, shocked this was not a franchise.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very shocked to learn that. It's just like this movie that everyone loves, and they're like, we're just gonna let it sit.
Yeah.
You know? It's refreshing. No, I'm a big fan of comedy horror films when they work. You know?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you get, like, an American Werewolf in London or Shaun of the Dead. This one's operating on, like, a different level. Because we talked about something like even like Army of Darkness, and that's very funny.
Yeah.
But this is like, it's like very, very silly, but in all the right ways.
It's aware of what it is,
Yeah.
but also
It's unapologetically goofy as fuck is probably the best way I'm going to put it.
I feel like it fits in perfectly with, like, a 50s or 60s film.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
very
much
much.
like, I mean, it's so clear that it's inspired by the 58 Blob.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, this is one of those movies that I would love to watch at, like, midnight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like a 35 millimeter screening somewhere.
Dude,
'Cause
absolutely.
It just has, like, a great energy. It's fun. It's just super quotable.
Yeah.
And it just has, like, it's just the imagination in it. It's really great. Like, even just the design of those clowns.
Oh,
You know?
man. Yeah, the aesthetic.
There's some real artistry in, like, the gags.
Yeah.
I think we never hit the franchise because of the year it came out. I think if this was early 80s.
You're right, because
I
it
would
was, like,
say
winding
definitely.
down.
This was, like,
right?
kind of towards the end of, like, the horror, like, the my favorite era of horror, the 80s, because the 90s just, like, I think, like, 1990 hit and everything just, like, plummeted. I'm actually watching, I told Rory about this, I don't know if you've seen it, EJ, In Search of Darkness. Like, it's there's already 3 parts on just 1980s. So basically, they're all 6-hour documentaries.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like vibing on different 80s. And as much as I've watched, I've gotten so many titles from it. They recently released, and I reviewed it for the site, In Search of Darkness, 1990 to 1994. And it just touches on, like, even though, like, the shift in horror really changed from, like, 89 to, like, probably Scream, there was still some, like, gems in, like, from 90 to
like
94,
Candyman.
95. Like Candyman,
Dead
People
Alive.
Under the Stairs. And if you watch People Under the Stairs now, Rory, that is Big Ed and Nadine.
Yeah.
So now that you know Twin Peaks.
Yeah, now I can rest easier.
Yeah, no, but I think that's probably why we never got a franchise. What I'm more surprised on and I didn't mention this, but now that you brought up the sequel, I am more shocked that this was not remade during that era of the 2000s.
I just feel like it's one of those instances where, and I'm sure some asshole can tell me I'm wrong, but like it's almost like you can't remake it because it's such a specific time period that makes it work. Like that, like that 1980s, like the way the world was at that point. Like it's like if you tried to remake it now, they would try to make it too serious and like I think what the clowns represent is blah 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 and make a bunch of bullshit out of it.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if they would be able to remake this. I mean, the only thing that they could do is like do their own specific version of it, and that's just.
I think you're absolutely like so in the 80s I feel like the culture was kind of obsessed with the 50s, right? And you got that vibe with like Back to the Future and other stuff because a lot of
they were obsessed with it. I would assume that like the people that were like writing these movies at that point grew up
in that era.
Yeah, it's like
exactly.
It's like in the 80s whenever they would show like a bully and they're wearing like a leather jacket, and
right?
Like a white t-shirt, and they look like a greaser, and you're like
wait,
no, they should probably
sometimes they come back.
Yeah, they should probably look more like the characters in Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah. Oh no, they should.
You know what I mean,
but they don't.
Like,
yeah,
but it's like you write what you know.
But yeah, I think like 50s culture was like huge in the 80s, right? And that's why a movie like this, you could definitely tell, was heavily influenced by like 50s, 60s culture. And so I feel like that's why that movie fits like a perfect pocket of time.
You can't. It's like you can remake it. They can remake anything, but I think it's just like you're going in with a big failure. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's just the movies are made so differently now. The last thing I'll say about like just how I feel about this movie is that I do believe this is one of those little kid starter pack movies.
Yeah,
this is one of those like, you know, something like Leo. Leo was just on for our Army of Darkness episode, and he loves horror, and this is something that you could have him watch. It'll definitely like help the love for horror grow, but isn't going to emotionally scar him. You're not like, hey, you want to watch this torture porn? Or,
right.
I mean, it's not anything like that. So there's almost like an innocence to it.
Yeah,
it's a like lighthearted affair that periodically pushes the envelope. But I adore this movie like everybody else. It's hard to find somebody who doesn't like this movie.
I probably saw this when I was like 6 or 7.
Well, look how you turned out.
I loved it.
You came out all fucked up.
But I think you're right. I think it's not like a gateway drug, but like
it's a gateway drug to horror, man.
Yeah. So you could get to the hard stuff. But no, I think it's a great film that for early like Dave was saying, he had his daughter watching it with him, and she was not like, "Oh, I can't watch this. I'm scared." You know what I mean?
It's colorful.
Yeah, I have to give a quick shout out to like set design in this movie. The interior of the spaceship looked awesome, like the hallways and stuff. And just I don't know, like aesthetically, like the clowns and whoever did the props for it, like the different guns and. I don't know. This movie looks awesome.
Isn't it weird?
And the cars and yeah.
Isn't it weird that a movie like this has a stronger vision than like most movies made today?
Yeah,
like it's like crazy. you could like be like, oh, it's just a stupid '80s clown movie, but I'm like, you can tell like there's like a voice in there.
Oh, 100%.
So many movies I see today don't have that.
It's like going back to the 50s culture thing, right? So like Pee Wee Herman's like a perfect example of like a character bringing it into like the 80s, like something that would exist in the 50s, 60s into like modern, well, what would have been modern day then. So I feel like you see a lot of the aesthetics of even like the clowns, like their gadgets and cars. It feels like Pee Wee Herman. Even inside, they go into like that large dinosaur mouth.
Yeah.
Like the funhouse parts of the ship, and it just feels like Pee Wee Herman. Of course, these guys worked on.
Yeah, it seems like they.
Yeah, not like stole it, but definitely
but...
like that style carried into. Yeah. But yeah, I guess like now let's go into the emojis.
Let's hear those bomb ass emojis.
All right, and so Dave, do you want to start us off? And
I created an emoji.
Oh, shut up! Are you serious?
I did. I knew it was coming, and I'm like, obviously, it's the clown. That's one.
Yeah.
But the AI on this phone on Apple is not great yet. So I tried to create cotton candy, and it's just like a little. I'm gonna send it to Rory. It's like a melting pink ball, like you see right now.
I think that's kind of perfect, actually. So,
yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
You got that. It looks good.
Yeah, that fits.
Kind of looks like it's bleeding a little bit. So
yeah, that's the best. That's the best AI can do for me.
Yeah,
right now.
I think it's a home run.
Oh, I love it. No, it looks awesome. How about you, Rory? You go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give it a clown face, a circus tent, some blood, and then I'm gonna give a big old woof woof one for Pooh Bear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour a bottle of something for my fallen homie.
I love it.
I love him. I love his little dog face and those clowns. He should have popped out of the fucking freezer at the end. I don't care about those two jerks. Yeah. Oh, he survived in the freezer. Fuck them. I want that dog to pop out, and the dog would have eaten all the treats, and he would have been covered with ice cream, and I would have been like, Pooh Bear has a big stomach now. That's what I wanted, but I didn't get that out of this movie. Makes me real sad. But go on.
All I have is a circus tent, a little squirt gun, because that's the best I could do, and a little ice cream cone.
Good job.
Thanks, man.
Hey, you also gave the follow us on YouTube emoji.
Yeah. It's like shameful. I'm feeling shamed now. No, that's good. But yeah, let's get into plugs.
It's time for a plug.
All right, Dave, do you want to start us off? Do you want to hit us up with your plugs, buddy?
You can follow me at the Cinematic Reel on Instagram, Letterboxd. My Letterboxd reviews are always fun. And you can check out my reviews at thecinimaticreel.com. You can see my reviews also on Rotten Tomatoes. I actually do have something coming up. I am watching the upcoming slasher film, Hell of a Summer, on Monday. So Monday or Tuesday, review should be coming out for that too soon. And I think that's it. I'm gonna watch the Jason Statham movie this week just because I want to see a Sylvester Stallone written movie starring Jason Statham.
Yes.
Nice.
What is it called?
Thanks again for having me on. I adore coming on here.
Yeah.
Talking horror with you guys is one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on and classing the place up.
Yeah, man.
We're trash.
I love having you on because it's cool when horror fans come on. You
Yeah.
know, because we'll have like friends coming in and stuff that are, casual fans.
Yeah.
But no, it's always awesome having you on.
Yeah.
And hearing you lay down the facts.
Laying down the facts.
And also...
And now I know I got to bring Al Pacino with me every time
always
I come
bring
on
the
now.
Chino.
Have him in the gun.
Always bring the Pacino. No, it was so good. That was probably my favorite part. But yeah, how about you, Rory? Do you want to get into your plugs?
I'm going to plug Raven View Productions. You can find it on the YouTubes where you can subscribe to our channel. Help us out. It's also the production company where I'm making some films, and I'm going to have some cool stuff to announce shortly. And you can also listen to this wonderful podcast on there. Every single Wednesday, we have new episodes. Fourth Cut reviews from our friend Church Conforti, putting out all sorts of random stuff. You can follow him on Facebook and YouTube.
Instagram.
He makes little projects. Gravy Diggers, the pot pie that now has a body count that is involving the
It's my
FBI.
favorite.
It's becoming a real problem. Schwartz Dreamboat, our pal Chris Schwartz, giving you free comedy that you could listen to and you're not listening to, and you should, because he's a genius. And I love listening to the messages that he leaves me at like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like wishing I was dead. And then he just says something that makes me laugh really hard. Dave already plugged Real Chronicles, but I plug it every single week for you.
Yeah, he does.
Because I like what you do. And then last thing I'll plug, of course, is the most important thing that I'm going to plug on this show, which is Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue. It is the only thing that deserves your attention. Everything else should fall by the wayside. That includes your family, wife, kids, whatever. They don't matter as much as the cats do. So you should adopt them, and you can donate your time, you can donate food, blankets, or you could just bite the bullet and adopt one like I did. They make your life better. They're furry. They're friendly. And they just want to love you. So you can look them up. There's a link to Kitties of NEPA on our website right now under frequelspodcast.com. You can find a lot of our friends' work on there, and we're going to start adding everybody on there as well, so that, if you guys want to find like Dave's work, Kitties of NEPA, Three Jacks, stuff like that, it'll give you a direct link so that you can check them out. Like Shanty Town Design.
Yeah.
That's on there. He's the guy, Mike Vinci, or Da Vinci. He's the one who made our website, and he does stuff like that. If you guys need a website, you need anything digital related, he can help you out with that. So, DJ, what plugs do you have?
Yeah, man. I got 3 Jacks. What's the burger of the month for
It is the
April?
Celtic April.
Yeah.
What, you think I work here?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, I thought maybe you knew.
Ask me again later.
Okay. So,
It's some
3 Jacks, Burger Baller.
It's Klaatu, Verada,
Nectu, I don't know.
Necktie.
Necktie Nickel. Check out Adam Farley's music. Go to themdgcrew.com to check out upcoming shows. Check out Variant Season. They have, I'm sure, all their music on Spotify and iTunes as well.
YouTube.
YouTube.
You can follow them or you can follow us.
Yeah. Adam has upcoming shows, but also if you want to check out his music on Spotify and iTunes, just go to Adam Farley Music. It should pop up. Carson's song is incredible.
Banger.
It's a banger. Of course, New Metal Messiah,
Jon Snow, Metal Messiah.
Go to etc.com, the Eastern Tribute Collective, and he's in like 18 or 19 different bands.
42.
But he has a bunch of shows coming up, and so he's teaming up with Variant Season coming up in April. They have a show at the V-Spot, which is going to be insane.
I'll be there.
Check out Christopher Liu's music, Songs from the Hallway. That's his EP. It's great. And finally, Gentle J, Respawn Tattoo. Can't wait to have him back on the show.
Shortly.
Yeah, he made us little John Lithgow masks that I still have. And finally, last but not least, we have a YouTube that
You can subscribe.
to, and you can find a link from that to that from our website.
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay, so on frequelspodcast.com, you can find merch there. We have some shirts and glassware and T-shirts. I don't know, whatever we have.
Motivational quotes.
But check that out, and we have links to everything there. And make sure to hit us up if you have any like suggestions or movies you want to hear us cover. Whatever. Yeah, just hit us up there. And last but not least, thank you again.
Check out. Yeah, you can find all of our other reviews for Frequels wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
it's awesome. But yeah, special thanks to David Gonzalez for coming on the show again, picking an awesome movie. Thank you so much, man. Hoorah!
Enough said.
Yeah, no, but thank you so much for coming on again and picking an awesome movie. Every pick you've made so far has been awesome.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, we only had like one rough time. I think it was The Howling 3, right?
Yeah.
or some species, in my opinion, too. Well, we'll say, whatever. But no, thanks to David Gonzalez for coming on the show. And thank you to all who listen at home. We love you guys. You guys are the best. Thanks for tuning in every week. We appreciate it. We love you guys. And with that being said, thank you for listening to...
Who Bear? You're in Mooney's jail, and you ain't got no rights.